from mentor, now we go to his mentee-in-chief. So Juvela, who Darwin has mentored for 3 years, is going to introduce our awardee, Dr. Conwell. Juvela.
I'm a little speechless because it's such an honor to be standing here in front of all of you. My son, I'm sorry, I cannot promise what I promised you. My first APA was in 2006, and I want you all to know how important the APA has been for me in my career. It was then in 2014 that I met Dr. Conwell, Darwin Conwell, early in the morning at Kona, Hawaii, very, very early. Like MDs, you don't realize how early 7 a.m. in the morning is for a PhD. Then Hawaii time, that's even earlier. I had to give a 5-minute talk about my poster, and I gave my talk. It was very early, and actually I didn't think anybody was going to be in the audience because it was so early. Emphasize on the early part. There was a few people in the audience, and I just happened to sit after my talk next to this amazing gentleman. And if everybody knows Darwin, everybody knows that he will give you a little card, introduce himself, and he's always recruiting. He's probably recruiting right now. He's like, are you looking for a job? That was a great talk. Thank you so much. And I'm like, as a matter of fact, I was. But you know, I left it there. I thought he was just being kind and nice. And I remember being on one of the receptions, and he kept at me asking me, can you send me your CV? I truly want you to consider Ohio State for you to come and start your lab and build your career. It's an amazing opportunity. And I'm like, okay, I will consider it. I was applying for other places too. And I remember, I don't think Anirban is here, but I remember talking to Anirban because I was at MD Anderson at the time. And he's like, you do know who Darwin is, right? And I'm like, uh-oh. Actually, I didn't know who Darwin was. I was a PhD as a basic scientist, molecular biologist, cancer biologist. I didn't know who this amazing pancreatologist was. But at that exact moment, I was like, I wanted the earth to swallow me. And if there's any Hispanics around here, I know there's at least one. Trágame tierra, por favor. Trágame tierra. It really literally means earth, swallow me right now, because I feel very embarrassed because I didn't know this person. And Anirban looked back at me and say, this is the person that if he offers you a job, you are gonna take it. And I'm like, okay, backtrack. I'm Puerto Rican. You know what that means? Warm weather. You know what that also means? Darwin was in Ohio. And it was November. My husband was at that meeting. And I went back to the room and I said, hey, there's this guy who came to me and he wants me to consider Ohio State. And he was in the room watching football and Ohio State was playing. And he's like, can you look at the TV right now? And I'm like, yeah, I can see it. You know what you're seeing? That's snow. They're playing at Ohio State and it's snowing. We're not going to Ohio. And I'm like, well, hold on. I feel embarrassed to say that, but I didn't know exactly where in the Midwest Ohio was, so I had to Google that. And I'm like, okay, no Ohio, go back to the meeting. I think the rest is history, right? You all know I went to Ohio. Why did I went to Ohio? Darwin, if you don't know who Darwin is, please make sure you make a point to know who Darwin is. I really wish on all of you, I mean, Dr. Banks said it well, really wish on all of you that you go through your career having a mentor like Darwin. Because, I mean, I even forgot I had slides. It is just amazing to see. And I have to give credit also to where credit is due, because the center of Dr. Conwell's world is his family. And it doesn't matter how hard or how many grants we have to write or how many papers we have to publish to meet our metrics. He makes it a point that family is first. And I have not seen a man talk so highly and proud of his wife, besides my husband, sorry. Then Dr. Conwell talk about Kathy Conwell. It is the center of this world. And on behalf of Darwin, I am going to tell everybody this amazing advice, and that is, remember that at the core of who you are is family, because sometimes institutions don't love you back. Sometimes, interpret that the way you want. Family will love you back. And if something were to happen tomorrow, it is family who will be there. So this is one of the most essence pictures that I love about the two of you. I do want to remind everybody, not everybody has seen this, but this is Darwin in his early days. This is a high school picture. And that is his science fair project on the enzymatic process of digestion. I don't have to talk about the junior faculty facts, but I do have to remember, I think this is very, that Dr. Benz came and talked about him, because you kind of talk about mentor-mentee, right? And he speaks so highly of his mentees. It is just amazing. And when he came to Ohio State, now remember, this was when I met him, was 2014. He migrated me and my family somehow from the South to Ohio. And this is how it looked. This is one of the pictures I have of how it looked in 2013 when he joined Ohio State. This is how it looked, pardon the mask because it was 2021 and pandemic. But I want you to see how the division of gastroenterology grew. And I want you to also notice something that is very, very important and very dear to his heart. That is the fact that he was very intentional about increasing the amount of women faculty that were in the division. And not only that, he also increased the diversity that was in the division, because he felt that it was very important to the patients of the division and to our research and academic mission that that diversity was grown. Even when others didn't see it, his vision was seen. And this is an example of that. Not only that, before he left, he put the division and the Department of Surgery in the map. This is not something that PhDs normally follow and maybe appreciate, but I think all of you MDs will appreciate what this meant for a division that was in rank at the time. And you all know, if you know Darwin, I want you to take your phones, if you have your phones right now, and take a selfie of yourself looking this way, or with Darwin. I'm gonna take a selfie right now, because this determines the essence of this man. He was always on the ball, taking pictures. And when I mean taking pictures, poor Kathy, every year, will have to put all these pictures together, thousands of pictures, into a booklet that he will give us as a faculty at the end of the year, as a year review of the division. It was amazing. I have them all. And he was so proud and he was so happy during all of this. He was president of the APA, but this is, and Dr. Banks pointed to this, and I'm sorry this is taking long, but I think it is important that you all appreciate how important this is. Darwin is what is definition of a servant leader. It is one of those leaders that imagine that you're climbing Everest, and our careers are like climbing Everest. Come on, you all know that. It's like, it's very hard. You're climbing, you work, you fall, you fall again, you continue to fall, and you fall even more. But if you have mentors like him, he will lift you up. He will lift you up. He will not put more burden on you. He is that kind of person that when you go to his office, he will say, how can I help you today? It is unbelievable. You guys don't understand how unbelievable this is. Not only that, he has more energy than all of us combined. And this faculty was junior faculty. Like, there's a lot of junior faculty. He was like the Energizer Bunny. Like, between taking all these pictures and all the energy and the emails at 3 a.m. in the morning and the texts, oh my God, and the calls. My husband was like, who is this? And I'm like, oh. Don't worry, he's my boss. So then he left. He went to University of Kentucky. And I remember he sending me this picture. Do you remember when you texted me that picture? You probably don't remember. I do remember. And I said, you're too serious. Why are you so serious? He's like, it's a serious matter. I just became chair of internal medicine. And I'm like, okay, I understand you became chair of internal medicine, but your essence needs a smile. So I'm glad this new picture came out.
Very good.
Right? First thing I said, and I do have to say, this is Darwin. Can I say it? This is to me, and I say it with a whole in my heart, with my hand in my heart. This is Darwin 2.0. Darwin moved to the University of Kentucky. We miss him dearly at Ohio State. That's George, like new chief, like you're good. Don't worry. We miss him dearly, but I knew, and I told him 100,000 times, God has a purpose. God has a purpose, and you built a division that will stand on its own and will continue to grow. Now bigger and better things are there for you. So look at this smile, him serving to his patients and, doing what he loves to do, loves the pancreas, loves treating patients. Service to the community, right? I have to show you the pictures. He just takes pictures all the time. Service to the community, building an amazing department of internal medicine. I mean, the University of Kentucky has won the lottery with him, right? He reached the 6th floor. My sister says, she's in the 5th floor. No, she's still on the 4th floor, but anyway, I'm early 4. He has reached the 6th floor. He turned 60, right? He continues to empower others in a selfless manner. And he now decided that he was going to run every weekend, and every weekend there's a disease to cure and run 5K for. So again, Darwin 2.0 has taken care of his health. I don't think he sends that many 3 a.m. emails anymore, and he doesn't. He does? Okay.
Not as many.
We need to work on that. There is the automatic programmer to send it at 9 a.m. or a very decent time. Okay, Kathy, come on, let's work on that. Okay. And then, of course, taking care of his health. And so it is my greatest honor and pleasure to continue to congratulate Dr. Darwin Conwell in such an amazing Lifetime Achievement Award.
Dr. Go if you can, otherwise we'll have representation. And anyone else from Lucas, Lisa, please join us.
So I'm proud to announce the Wei Liang and Friska Gold Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Darwin Conwell. Congratulations, Darwin.
We need Kathy up here.
Kathy.
Raise Kathy. Kathy, you deserve this more than he does. Okay.
I'm losing your breath. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So we got it. 1, 2, 3. Stay like that. One more time. There we go.